brought to the students in both grades 9 and 11. For 9th grade students, they are receiving this information in either PE1 or Intro to Athletic Performance classes. And the tables here will outline the average test scores that the students received both last year and this year, just for the Unit 5 test for the reproductive health curriculum. So you can see those listed in the column. And moving on to look at grade 11, this is the decisions course, and the table for that is on the next page as well, showing the students' scores, their average test scores from last school year and again for this school year. So you can see those outlined in those tables. And then it outlines the high school cross-categorical program that we have. Last year there were not students partaking in this, but this year we had 20 students who received that, those lesson plans. And that was actually something that we brought to you earlier this year to be approved and presented to those students. And we know that it went very well. It was successful, and the students enjoyed it. And the teachers were happy it was in place for those students to learn and just meet the students' needs at that level.
I think they actually gave the teacher a standing ovation.
Yes. So it went very well. So that is the brief overview of the curriculum at each grade level that we cover for reproductive health curriculum. And then the report moves on to discuss just our activities as a board and what we have reviewed and updated over the last couple of years. So for the 24-25 school year, we reviewed the Direction 7th grade curriculum, and that was brought to you last year and approved and implemented into the classes. And this past school year, we reviewed the high school cross-categorical program. That was this fall, and that was brought to you in the fall, and that's what the students received this spring together. And then we also reviewed the 6th grade, just day 3 curriculum, because there's 3 days of the classes that they go through. And that covers mostly like HIV and AIDS. So there was like a video that we talked about, updating some other materials. That has yet to be brought to Board of Education. So it's not implemented in the classrooms yet. It would still have to be approved by you. So that will be brought to you in the future. So that's kind of the progress of what we've done over the last couple of years as an SEAB. Our plan for the future, starting in the fall, is to look at the 4th grade curriculum for reproductive health and look at reviewing and updating some of those things, making sure it's age appropriate, medically accurate, all of that, and then building on that at every grade level just to make sure we're following that sequence. And if there's something at one level, then we're using it to review for the next level as well. So that is our plan moving forward as an SEAB, and we'll continue to work towards those goals. So that is the 2-year report, and I'll be back in 2 years to get another one.
I just want to thank Maddie and Alana for their work in this. This was something that we hadn't done the way that we were supposed to in the past, and I'm just proud of the work that they're doing. Outstanding leadership in that process. I also, excuse me, I also want to thank the community members that sit on the SEAB board. I've been able to be in those meetings, and very good conversation, just thoughtful, intellectual conversations that are being had, and I think it's just good for our kids that we've got some dedicated community members and great leadership really leaning into this topic. So thank you guys. Appreciate it.
One question for you. If I understand this right, it looks like the 9th grade scores got better, but the 11th grade scores dropped a bit. Is there any reason you think, or just that? I know that happens.
Variations in
Yeah.
understanding, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, thank you again. Superintendent's update.
Yeah, I just want to thank the board for all of you being at commencement. 365 graduates. Hard to believe we've had 2 years in a row that it's been cold, but we've been outside. And so I'd like to recognize Dr. Leiter and his team. I think they put together a tremendous ceremony. It's just one of those highlights of being in education, to see where the kids get to when they walk across the stage. And I know we heard from the Wilderness Academy today, but it'll be neat shaking those hands as well when they get their Jenison Public Schools diploma. So just lots of good vibes in the district with the end of the year Leslie and I played in a roaring kickball game at Bursley. So every once in a while you get invited to do these things and it's really fun. Leslie just about struck me out in kickball, which I was getting very, very nervous about. Kickball.
Curveball.
It's scary.
I love kickball.
But Bursley's staff was really in on this. They got beat last year by the sixth graders. So this year, they were not letting the fourth graders get anywhere with them and took it very seriously. But I use that as an example that there was so much joy seeing our kids leaving the building. And it wasn't just for summer break. There were kids that truly said, I'm going to miss my teachers. I like it when I get to see them every day and be a part of the school environment. So for me, that says a lot. I want to compliment Christy and her team on all the work that they've done with the literacy training. Thank you for your approval of the new literacy curriculum. When the year finished, it was like light speed, here we go. Now we're on to this. And so there hasn't been an exhale from Christy Rogali yet this year because we've jumped right into trainings. And so it's really exciting to see those materials that were approved already being worked on this summer. Certainly, there'll be some implementation bumps that we'll have along the way as we learn the materials, but our teachers are excited, our administrators are excited to have those materials, and I think we're going to see some nice benefit to our kids too. Also want to compliment Dave Zamborski. That's not a strange name to recognition, but Dave was again recognized as the Regional Teacher of the Year for the MSBOA group. If you know Dave, he is one of the, in my opinion, best band directors in the country. I think we're on like 8 straight state championships that they've won, and just holds such a high standard. And it's nice to hear from families of the past that that was such a memory for them. So compliments to Dave. We did, Leslie and I met with our 5th and 6th grade teams to share where we're at with the upper elementary building on the 28th of May, and that was really exciting to see teachers starting to visualize themselves in a new building. And it was, well, what about that? You know, you start asking all the questions, and one really nice thing about where construction looks like for this building is it should be done in early '29. So our teachers are going to be able to get in there, we're going to be able to do some professional development. It won't be one of those projects that we're holding our breath that we get approval the night before so we can open the building the next day. It'll be time for us to get in and see that building and really get a feel for how it's going to work. We did have a recent state championship. Our women's water polo team captured the state championship. They beat Hudsonville in the state finals. So that
was that again?
They beat Hudsonville, so it was sweet and even sweeter. But no, compliments to Jen Coffey, the coaching staff there. That's a nice accomplishment for those girls. And whenever you win a state championship, you don't take that for granted.
Right.
Those don't come all the time, and really proud of our kids. In terms of athletics, by the numbers, we had 749 high school student athletes this year, 582 junior high athletes, 104 all-conference athletes, 33 varsity sports teams, 9 conference championships, 1 district championship, 4 regional championships, 2 state runners-up, 1 state champion, water polo, and 34 of our kids are going to compete in athletics at the next level. And so a pretty nice lineup for our athletic program this year. I did want to report out on our summer camps because one of the things that we have a goal of is getting our kids engaged outside of the school day. And so we've really made a push on letting our families know what all the summer offerings are for them. And we have 1,754 kids that are signed up for some type of summer experience through Jenison Public Schools. So if you're on this campus, you will see construction, but you will also see kids on the move. Last week we had our theater camp. We had about 130 budding thespians that were in here and on the big stage, and it's just really cool to see our kids engaging in that way.